The world's attention is on Ukraine and what Vladimir Putin will do next. This war is affecting each one of us. Inflation is rising, shortages are growing, and everyone is being forced to pick sides. Can our world afford another war right now? And there's a reason why I asked this question. China could be preparing for war. The target is Taiwan. The People's Liberation Army is making dangerous moves. It held military drills near Taiwan. Now, we know that China has been holding such drills for a while, but this time it's different. This time, the Chinese were practicing how to invade Taiwan. Why are the Chinese indulging in such aggressive behavior? Thanks to the war in Ukraine, it's had some unintended consequences for China. The calls to protect democracy in Taiwan are growing louder. 3 recent events explain Beijing's desperation. But will they force China over the edge? Will China invade Taiwan? On Gravitas tonight, we'll discuss. First, let's tell you about the drills. The Chinese military conducted them recently. We cannot confirm the date, but they're believed to have taken place sometime last week. All branches of the PLA were involved. Today, China shared some details, and they sound alarming. The island of Taiwan was surrounded from both sides. The Chinese Navy deployed a powerful aircraft carrier, plus a large number of warplanes and warships and conventional missiles. In other words, Taiwan was surrounded by the PLA, then they practiced maneuvers, the moves they could make during an invasion. And there's no doubt about the intention behind this exercise. The Chinese state media is spelling it out. Look at the Global Times. This is what it says. The PLA drill was a partial rehearsal of a possible reunification-by-force operation. The Chinese military practiced specific scenarios, like neutralizing Taiwan's military, like cutting the militaries of the US and Japan if they try to intervene. So they're preparing for all eventualities. Taiwan says China continues to pose a threat. Japan is sounding the alarm. It says Ukraine's plight could be replicated in East Asia.
With regards to Taiwan, peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait is critical not only for Japan's security but also for the stability of international society. Japan maintains its position to expect a peaceful resolution through dialogue to issues surrounding Taiwan, and the situation will be watched carefully from that perspective.
Japan says it is closely watching China. Beijing is not impressed. It has accused Tokyo of exaggerating and hyping the China threat.
Japan has frequently taken advantage of some diplomatic activities to talk about China, exaggerate regional tensions, and hype the so-called China threat. Japan is doing this to find excuses for its own military expansion and to undermine mutual trust and cooperation among regional countries, which is not conducive to peace and stability in the region and is destined to be unpopular. China is firmly opposed to Japan's words and actions.
Bold statements and provocative drills. Why do you think China is doing this, and that too in the middle of economic worries and a worsening pandemic? Is China feeling threatened? Well, we can think of 3 reasons behind China's latest outburst. The first one comes from the United States. The US State Department has made some changes on its website. Earlier, this website described Taiwan as a part of China. Well, not anymore. The website has a US-Taiwan relations page, and the updated version of this page does not say that Taiwan is a part of China. And this is not the only change. Earlier, there was a sentence that said the US does not support Taiwan's independence. Well, that too has been removed. Why is this news? Because the United States never officially supported Taiwan's independence. So these changes signal a shift. The US has spelt it out only on a website so far, but the message is quite clear. America is ready to back an independent Taiwan and arm it too. And that's reason number 2 for China's aggression. The US is actively shaping Taiwan's defense against China. Washington is engaging with Taipei. It wants the Taiwanese forces to practice for asymmetrical warfare, drop the dependence on heavy weapons, and opt for missiles and smaller arms. Needless to say, the United States would be ready to supply these weapons. In the past, China has threatened to retaliate against such weapons transfers, but those threats did not deter the West then, and they won't stop them now. The US is backing Taiwan, both militarily and diplomatically as of today, and Taipei is trying to make the most of this momentum. Which brings us to the third reason why China is acting up. Recently, Taiwan announced a new bid to enter the World Health Organization, the WHO. It wants to be invited to a major meeting this month, and China is already setting up roadblocks.
In order to safeguard national sovereignty and territorial integrity, and to safeguard the seriousness and authority of the relevant resolutions of the UN General Assembly and the WHO, China cannot agree to Taiwan's participation in the WHO conference this year. We advise the DPP authorities to stop making use of the pandemic to engage in political manipulation. Otherwise, they will only bring humiliation upon themselves.
Before the war in Ukraine, the world was skeptical about the threats from China. But the last 2 months have shown us that nothing should be ruled out. The risk of a Taiwan invasion cannot be ruled out. The Chinese military is preparing for war. These drills are a worrying sign. They could push our world towards another crisis. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.